Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Gringo Show. Hope you're well. Our thoughts go out tonight to the brave people of Ukraine who are fighting valiantly to protect their right to self-determination. You probably seen disturbing images of bombed-out buildings and Russian tanks driving through the streets and thinking that it wouldn't really be possible in 2022 for a country to invade a sovereign country with little pretext. Countries all over the world have enforced crippling sanctions on Russia. The ruble has taken a terrible tumble in currency market. 1 Mexican peso is now worth 5 rubles, whereas a week ago it was less than half of that. But let's talk about Mexico's response. Now, AMLO doesn't usually get too involved in foreign relations. He's only made trips in his presidency to Washington, so it seems like he just doesn't like to travel, right? Los colchones están duros en el extranjero. Or maybe he just doesn't like that places may not have his favorite stores there. No hay misceláneas in Francia. But he has sided in the past with, some say, are ruthless dictators who have destroyed their economies and quashed political dissent in their countries. But if there's an AMLO doctrine for foreign policy, it is that he believes in self-determination, probably due to his own experiences here in Mexico. He believes strongly in the power of the people to democratically elect their leader and detests when a larger foreign power meddles in the country's affairs. And this invasion by Russia, a much larger foreign power, of Ukraine is exactly that. The official Mexican response was delivered by Chancellor Marcelo Ebrard, who condemned the invasion, arguing that it was a violation of international law and the UN Charter, also condemning it in the Human Rights Council. Mexico is currently a member of the UN Security Council and has been an active participant in this crisis. On Wednesday, Mexico voted with 140 other countries in the General Assembly resolution to condemn the aggression against Ukraine. So everything good, right? Woo! AMLO sides with the majority of the world, not supportive of autocratic oppressive countries, right? Well, not so fast. AMLO announced in his morning news conference on Tuesday they will not impose economic sanctions on Russia like Europe and the US, citing that he wants to be friends with everybody.
Nosotros no vamos a tomar ninguna represalia de tipo económico, porque queremos mantener buenas relaciones con todos los gobiernos del mundo.
Great. Mexico, the Switzerland of the West. Let's see what we can do to make it Switzerland. We can put holes in our queso. Maybe our grito can be modified to become a yodel. And we won't be able to get past the time thing, right? The Swiss are very timely, and that we are not. But what does AMLO think should be done to stop Russia's invasion of a country with a democratically elected government? Does he think the condemnation was enough? Will Mexico send troops to stop the invasion? Of course not. Seems like sanctions are the only weapon the West has right now to stop Putin. So why did AMLO take this decision? There's a lot of questions. Number one, Russia has been assisting his leftist friends in Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Cuba, so maybe he doesn't want to anger them. He also mentioned in his press conference that he has not liked the fact that social media is censoring Russian state media. Let's add Russian oil giant Lukoil just finalized the purchase of a 50% stake in an oil field project 42 kilometers off the Mexican coast. And also, is there a widening rift in how abroad and AMLO want to deal with this crisis, sending mixed messages to the public? A lot of questions, not a lot of answers. Mexican bread giant Bimbo temporarily suspended operations of its plant in Ukraine to protect its employees. And wow, Bimbo has a plant in the Ukraine? Can you get roles con canela y pasas there? And does it taste the same? Just asking for a friend. There is some good news in all of this. The government has been working tirelessly to evacuate Mexican citizens from Ukraine, sending planes to the region, in which, if I make a suggestion, Mr. President, don't you have a spare plane that you've been trying to sell that's been sitting around unused because you haven't gotten a buyer yet? Cachitos. I love that word, cachitos. In other news we've been following this week, the state of Michoacan was affected by the worst violence in years after 17 people were gunned down at a funeral of the mother of one of the rival drug lords affiliated with the Jalisco New Generation drug cartel. His family questioned his presence. He said that he had permission to be there, and then in minutes, 40 assassins showed up in 15 trucks to do the job. Terrible massacre. Really, really bad violence happening now in Michoacan. And to finish up this broadcast, this is a story about Omar Guevara Diaz from the small town of Gonzales, Tamaulipas, who tried to enroll in the Mexican army and was rejected by all the branches. In response, he decided to enlist in the U.S. Army, and now he is in Poland helping Ukrainian citizens who are arriving injured from the invasion. A really great story of a Mexican helping out in the war effort. And this does it for this edition of The Gringo Show. If you are in Mexico and want to support organizations that are helping in relief efforts, there are many out there, including the International Committee of the Red Cross, Save the Children, or the Ukrainian Humanitarian Fund, which we will put in the comment section below if you would like to donate. This is a rapidly developing story, and we'll have more information as it pertains to Mexico's involvement, plus other things that are happening, include the vote to revoke the president's mandate on April 10th. There's a lot happening, so stay with us. Follow us on Facebook or YouTube. Have a great week, and all of our thoughts to the people of Ukraine.
Gringo, Mexico is laughing thanks to you.